This should be a small patch, right? I mean, actually, I think it's going to be a big patch, but this is going to be one of those patches that is kind of behind the scenes and not a lot of additional gameplay elements, but they definitely have to fast-track this one due to some shady actions on the part of a player last week. So I think that we have a... See, that said server optimization is the top bullet point on this patch release, but I really think it is. I don't think like that has the connotation almost like they're gonna fix some lag. I'm not so I don't really believe that. I feel like this is really a security patch. The issue with the hacking that was last week was that it was all done client side. So the issue could have been it could have been prevented if there was data validation server side, but there wasn't. So I think this is just adding in some data validation. So we shall see. We shall see what this is really about. So here we go. So I'm hoping to test now what actually they added to this game. So I'm hoping to test what this, whether or not there's actually going to be decreased lag, although I know they didn't actually say that. But anyway, I have my, look, I got my doubts. Let's see. I got my doubts. It had the thing where it was loading and then it was like, psych. Psych. Gosh darn it. Alright, so at any rate, I want to check out, so that's one thing that I want to do tonight. I want to check out the server optimization. And I guess we'll see where it goes from there. Look, I mean, the lack of a replay in Ace of Galaxy, that's great. To be able to fast forward through that is really, really great. So, but I'll tell you what, I have noticed that the recent drama with hackers last week has, I've seen some greater activity in the community that we hadn't seen before. People are really people are discussing issues that are tangentially related to the hacking. Like, I mean, look, hacking is bad. I think we all agree on that. But there's also, I've seen people talking about bots and alts and macros. And, to me, that conversation right now is really interesting because, I mean, I've seen people bring up the points that, this is using third-party software, and third-party software makes an uneven playing field. Then I've also seen people say things like, well, it's so prevalent that now you can't compete if you don't engage in it yourself in some way. And so it's like, this game has... whether you like it or not, third-party software has been a fact of this game for so many, many months that there's no clean way. It's kind of like there's no clean way to get out of it now. I'm not saying we shouldn't get out of it, but there's going to be collateral damage from removing that kind of capability from the community. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we shouldn't remove that capability from the community. I mean, ultimately, it's going to be something that the developers are going to decide, but we can impact that by making sure that if you have an issue that you care about, the developers are never going to know unless you tell them. And that's what the support line is for. So if you have an issue with some kind of behavior that's, bending the rules, and I can understand why people might feel like, saying something doesn't do anything. And, I get that, believe me, but it's just not true. It's that we don't see the direct impact of our complaints to the devs or our messages to the devs, because it's kind of like we're giving it, really, the support line is like a mailman, right? The internet is made of tubes. The support line is a mailman. Like, you're not giving it your feedback directly to the devs. You're giving it to the support line, who are then ferrying it to the devs. And you don't know how many other people are also doing that. And so, you know, just because, even though, like, you might get a terrible response, and I've never gotten a great response when I've shared my thoughts or feelings, or my outrage to the support line, but, you know, at the very least, like, you gotta do it because it's your best way to make your voice heard. So even though we don't know what the impact is, and like I said, I've never gotten the response that made me feel good, that doesn't mean that we should stop doing it. It doesn't mean that you should stop telling the support line that, like, if you see someone who is breaking the rules, and you tell the support line, and the support line says, thanks, we'll look into it, and doesn't tell you anything else, if they break the rules again, you should still report them. The only way that will make our feelings known is if we talk about them. So I think it's super important. So another thing that I've seen based on this is that, like, well, this is the kind of topic that has the capability to knit a community together, and we have, in this game, the block of people that we deal with, that building block of people is a guild. So guilds are organizations. So in general, it's easiest for us as a community to organize via our guilds. And many, many times our guild leaders become our spokesmen or spokeswomen for the things just spokesman, who am I kidding, right? For the things that we care about. Although we would love to have spokeswomen. This is gonna get yanked right the hell off of YouTube. Badger is sexist. No, so very often our tangents, our guild leaders are the people that speak up for us and who carry on the conversations for us. And so what I've noticed is there were a few people who were talking about, like, hey, let's make a guild leader chat. And actually there already is one. There is a guild leader chat. Help. And that chat was started up by Bubba of 804. Real quick, you know what? Let's talk about the guild leader chat in a couple of minutes. Let's look at what this new version is. Hi, captains. We're still lagging you. Server performance optimization, greatly improving how the game runs. That's propaganda if I ever heard of it. The Ace of Galaxy now has the option to skip replay, optimize bugs, and detail the fixes. So, I mean, super easiest thing to check out first, right, is gonna be our Ace of Galaxy, right? I don't know. How do I... Oh, okay. Boom, right? Boom. Okay. I can get behind this, man. This is great. Now it's not so good. No, but I mean, obviously, way better. You know, that was the thing. Especially, like, I play Estella, so those things can go on forever. And you know what? Let's, so what? Was there something else? Where am I going?